9-year-old and 9 others dead in horrific weekend killing spree, Trump about to address nation. The last 36 hours have been among the bloodiest on record, leaving 10 dead, which includes a 9-year-old boy among the body count, and 37 more were wounded in a series of separate, but horrifically similar attacks. As people in this area are trying to come to grips with the onslaught of ambushes, they await authorities and President Donald Trump, who could be addressing the nation at any time about this bloodbath and what to expect over the coming weeks after these intentional acts. While most people were making weekend plans, Chicago thugs were preparing for a bloodbath, knowing that nobody would stop them at their killing game that began on Friday evening and continued into Sunday morning. Officials in Chicago have overlooked the problems in their city for too long, and it's been at the cost of countless lives. As Barack Obama's former hometown, he didn't seem to want to address it either, and the rising murder rate is also a big part of his legacy, having made excuses for criminals and empowered Black Lives Matter. Now that there is a real leader in charge, President Donald Trump isn't letting murderous thugs get away with this killing spree at a rate of 1 fatality every hour and 45 minutes in the Windy City, according to stats provided by HeyJackass.com. The respect for human life is completely absent in the tight gun-controlled city on both ends of the spectrum. Thugs pick their victims at random without concern for age, as was seen this weekend with the unprecedented violence. This lack of respect extends to local government, which has done nothing to stop it and removed citizens' right to defend themselves against it. The 9-year-old Gustavo Garcia was in an SUV with a 31-year-old at 11:13 p.m. Friday when they were shot in the East Side neighborhood on the far south side, according to Chicago police and the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office, Fox 32 Chicago reported. They were traveling west in the 3500 block of East 97th Street when someone fired shots from a gray car that pulled up next to them. The boy was taken to Cummer Children's Hospital, where he died, police said. The man was in critical condition at Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn. The final fatal shooting of the weekend, that's been reported so far, was a 23-year-old man who was parked in the wrong place at the wrong time. According to Fox 32, this 10th victim of the weekend was sitting in his vehicle at about 3:20 a.m. on Sunday, when he was approached by 2 men at random who shot him in the chest and the left arm. 2 hours prior to that attack, 2 men had been standing on a street corner when they were approached by different gunmen who shot each of them at random. A 31-year-old man died with a gunshot wound to the neck. A 32-year-old man was shot in the right leg, and his condition had stabilized, Fox reported. The 6 other victims killed between Friday night and early Sunday morning died in the same random manner of attack. Chicago has become more of a war zone than a place to call home, where it's not even safe to go outside without risking your life. Almost as shocking as the overwhelming crime rate in the city is the fact that in 90% of these cases, where victims were either injured or killed, not a single suspect has been charged, Alan B. West reported. Perhaps this statistic came out at the end of Barack Obama's presidency, after allowing thugs to run free and excuse it as what disgruntled millennials do when suffering from poverty. What's interesting to note is that not a single one of these shootings this month involved a police officer, which is a big statistical change since Trump has been in office. Now, things could be getting a lot worse for these thugs and better for the city suffering under their wrath, since our president has vowed to combat the gangster and thug issue that runs rampant in inner cities across the country. He is one of the first to take a bold stance against it, proving he's not afraid of these criminals, and it's only a matter of time before he publicly addresses this issue again after his executive orders on the matter and sending ATF, alcohol, tobacco, and firearms agents in to help. Among his pile of important executive orders to get the country back on track were 3 crucial ones targeting gangs, drugs, and crimes against cops. According to CNBC, the executive orders will focus on gang members, drug dealers, drug cartels, and crimes against law enforcement officers, Bustle reported. During Jeff Sessions' formal ceremony after his confirmation, President Trump announced his plans for these 3 executive orders, which give more authority to law enforcement. During his ceremony, Sessions said that the U.S. has a crime problem that may be a dangerous permanent trend, Bustle's reports added. In an effort to remedy this, Trump's latest executive orders will specifically target what he views as the leading causes of crime: gang members, drug cartels and dealers, and those who commit crimes against cops. If anyone is doing more for the black community and proving Black Lives Matter than Barack Obama, it's his successor, President Trump. 88% of the victims in Chicago are black and were all ignored while Obama was in office, pushing and supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. Trump will single-handedly save countless black lives by cracking down on these thugs who kill other people, many of whom are random and just in the wrong place at the wrong time in the war zone.